Thank you.
So, I know you guys haven't really filmed much of season 2, but is there going to be more beer pong scenes, you think?
So I don't know if there'll necessarily be beer pong, but I know there's going to be copious amounts of drinking.
That's always a good time. I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell me because you guys haven't started, but my favorite scene in season 1 was the one with Lilith and Gabrielle's character when Gabrielle accidentally cuts her and break free.
Rebel Girl.
Super badass.
Bikini Kill. I had no idea they were going to license that song, and so I really watched
Best
it.
scene ever. Yeah, right?
Thank you.
I hope we see more scenes like that. What are you most looking forward to for season 2?
What I'm most looking forward to for season 2 is essentially just getting the Wolf Gang back together, because we've all formed that chemistry from last season. We all have so much love and respect for each other, and I think at the end of last season we really found our rhythm. And so to bring that familiarity into our performances is just going to be so much fun for season 2. I can't talk much about what exactly is happening and where we're at. We were powdered at the end of season 1. And so leading into season 2, it's a bit of a clue into how much the wolves remember, how much we don't remember in terms of our memories being wiped. But also a fact to remember is that our hides are incredibly strong and have that sense that detects magic. And so I am excited to share with people how that'll play out in whether the knights remember or not, and get their memories back.
Now you have an extra one,
Yes.
Do you have any hopes for who might be joining the pack?
So I've read episodes 1 and 2, and I can say that Silverback does choose somebody. So I'm looking forward to that, and it's not who you would ever expect it to be. Yeah. There's almost a little bit of like rule breaking that happens in that. So I like that every time, especially like the writer's cast, every time on the order when you think you know something's about to happen or you have some semblance of an idea of what werewolves are, of what magic practitioners are, they just take it and they turn it on your head, and it's like a new perspective into this like occult world.
So this is like the second time that Alyssa Drake's character has to watch Lilith forget who she is.
Yep.
Can you give us any insight?
It's tough.
What do you hope to happen with the relationship?
So, how far deeper are we going in here? There were some questions about Lilith's sexuality by fans in the show who picked up little details of like when Lilith gets her memory back in season 1 and says, I loved her once, and all of the wolves turn to me and are like, what? And then I say, like a sister, you perverts. But little moments like that are cluing in, our audiences are cluing into the idea of Lilith's sexuality. And who knows, maybe they were closer than sisters necessarily, and that I think is always a conversation that's being had. Even with Randall's character, he makes a comment of like, is this person hot or hotter? Like, talking about the man and the woman, he's like, which one, hot or hotter? Like, leaning into his bisexuality. And so I know that they're turning towards the future in the order in terms of that, and that there will be some new love interests.
That's awesome. I love the representation that the order has in the show. I mean, as a queer woman of color yourself, how do you feel portraying that? I mean, I know you're doing Sam Black Crow in American Gods as well. So now that's like hopefully 2 characters that you get to represent that are kind of like also a personal part of your life.
That is a personal part of my life, and I didn't think that I would ever be able to like bring those both communities that I'm a part of together, especially in film. And so it's been like it's been a great experience in getting to share that part of myself and my truthful perspective around that. And yeah, it's also like really important just normalizing it, because it's not something that we need to make a meal out of. It's like, it is the way of the future.
Which of Lilith's relationships surprised you more? Hers with Alyssa or hers with Randall?
Sorry?
Which relationship of Lilith surprised you more, Alyssa or Randall?
I think the relationship that surprised me more was Randall, because we only found out in like episode 7 that me and like that Lilith and Randall were gonna have a love interest and thing, and so that was a surprise to both Adam and myself, and we're like, oh, we haven't been playing it this way, but let's venture it into this direction. And so that was definitely more of a surprise than what I had originally been leaning it toward, but it was a pleasant and fun surprise, and also reflective of like how relationships are ever changing, and apparently I'm attracted to idiots. Awesome. Okay, she's giving me the signal.